This presentation will give you some information about an updated process we are starting this year, our Learning Partnership meetings at Ironbark Ridge Public School. We pride ourselves on the quality of relationships we hold with parents and families of our students, and this is a further step we hope will again improve our homeschool partnerships. My name is Kerrie Pho and I'm one of the Deputy Principals at Ironbark. Thank you for taking the few minutes it will take to go through this presentation. We recognise the ongoing custodians of the lands and waterways where we work and live. We pay respect to elders past and present as ongoing teachers of knowledge, songlines and stories. We strive to ensure every Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander learner in New South Wales achieves their potential through education. Over the last few years at Ironbark Ridge Public School, we've held parent-teacher interviews twice a year, once in Term 1 and again at the beginning of Term 3. These meetings have been strongly focused on the parent and teacher working together to improve student learning outcomes. This year at Ironbark, we're focusing on students being the agents of their own learning, so it doesn't really make sense to not include the student, the learner, in these conversations. So this year, we're introducing what we're calling Learning Partnership meetings. These meetings will actively involve students, parents and teachers reflecting on student growth as a learner. For this year, we're going to concentrate on students in Years 3 to 6 for this process, just to begin with in Semester 1. The reason for that is we think that these students will be old enough and experienced enough to present their learning goals and to share what they want to learn and actively work on with the teacher and their parent. In these meetings, we're hoping that our learning partnerships will be strengthened and allow students to see their parents and teacher working together with them on their goals. Our students are ready to take more control. They've been writing their own learning goals. They've been reflecting on these in their student reports for the last couple of years. We're seeing them more as agents of their own learning. Professor John Hattie is a famous educational researcher and he identifies that student self-reporting is the most significant indicator linked to raised student achievement. At Ironbark Ridge Public School, we also know that having students actively involved in discussions around their learning promotes agency and increases their capacity for self-reflection and articulation. So what will this look like for Years 3, 4, 5 and 6? Students in these years will attend the meeting with their parents and teacher to discuss their learning goals and share samples of their work completed in class. They'll discuss what they are learning and what the next steps are to achieve their learning goals. These conversations will be facilitated by the classroom teacher. This won't be a perfect process this semester. In fact, it probably won't even be a perfect process this year. It is going to be a learning journey for us all. It's a new process for students, it's a new process for teachers, and it's certainly a new process for you as parents. But we're very hopeful that by exposing our students to more of these opportunities to become actively involved in their own learning and to present and reflect on this learning in these conversations, that they will be able to articulate their learning goals with you. We encourage you as parents to bring along any questions you may have for the teacher or indeed for your own child. And you may even like to have a conversation with your child about what they will be sharing at the meeting. So how can you support your child in 3 to 6 in this new process? Well, teachers will spend some time preparing students in class for these meetings, but it can be very helpful if you as parents support your child as you normally would through a new process. We encourage you as parents to actively encourage and engage with your child in conversations about their learning. And of course you do that every day. It's not unique to this process. Encourage your child to talk about their learning, not just what they've learned, but what are the processes they're going through. Ask them questions and listen to their answers. But we do ask that you allow our teachers to facilitate the discussion when it comes to the learning partnership meetings. If you have any personal information to share only with the teacher, one that you prefer your child not take part in, we do ask that you make a different meeting time. If it's something really urgent that you think you probably don't want your child involved in, it is best that you make a separate meeting time because these conversations will be tight and we want them to be strongly focused on our students and their learning. So for those of you who have children in years kindergarten, year 1 and year 2, it will look a little bit different. Our learning partnership meetings in years 1 and year 2 will involve only the teacher and parents, as we've done for the last few years. However, we do envision year 2 students participating in these meetings in the second half of the year. So at the beginning of term 3, we would like year 2 students to be involved also in this process. Kindergarten parents, you will have something a little bit different again this semester. Our learning partnership meetings will take the form of our traditional whole class information sessions for this semester only, as parents and families and children new to our school. We'd also like to back that up with our traditional Welcome to Kindergarten barbecue on our school grounds on Thursday, the 23rd of February. We'd love for you to come up and join us from 5 o'clock for the information and our barbecue. For kindergarten, we'll have traditional parent-teacher interviews between class teachers and parents at the beginning of semester 2, as well as for year 1. But for year 2, we're hoping to involve students in these conversations at the beginning of term 3. If you haven't done so already, please log on to the Central Parent Portal. The booking link is now live. We encourage you to log on and select the most appropriate time slot for you and your child if they're in years 3 to 6. These meetings will be face-to-face this year. We see this format as the most beneficial for these meetings and the less distracting, where we can dedicate a good 10 minutes just to the conversations about your child and their learning. These conversations will be held on school grounds. Now, to save some time, if you've got questions about school routines, for example, you may have questions about library days, sport days, or the different teachers for each subject. We have prepared some information packs for each stage of learning, and these have all the information that you may need. These are available on our website. We're hoping that by putting this information up on our website, it negates the need for a traditional parent-teacher information evening, and we can get straight into the learning, because that's what we're here for. At Ironbark Ridge, we jump straight into the job of learning and making growth. We're diving right in. So, with that, I'd like to say thank you for listening to this brief presentation. We look forward to fruitful and useful conversations with and about our students. Thank you for your patience as we begin this new and exciting process.